Chapter
We're pushing
2.
this way, Terry.
Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them.
Oh yeah, such good
On the
shields!
seventh day, God ended
There's
his
another one.
work
There's another
which
one.
he
This
had
side. This
made,
side.
And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh
You know if you
day
could build?
and sanctified it, because
You
that
just
in it
headshot
he had
him.
rested from all his work which God created
Oh,
and
shit.
made. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created. In the day that the
Very
Lord
quickly,
God
I've got
made
no ammo
the
in my
earth and
scar.
the heavens,
Is he in that
and
little
every
tongue
plant
thing?
of the field before it was in the earth.
Don't really
and
know
every
this
herb
one.
of the
He's
field
all
before
fuck
it
off.
grew. For the Lord God had not caused it
Can't
to
even
rain
see.
upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground.
Nice.
But there went up a mist from the earth, and watered the whole
Can't grab
face
some
of the ground. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground,
That's
and
so fucking
breathed
annoying.
into
This
his
spot back
nostrils the breath of life. And man
you're not gonna grab
became
the
a
scar?
living soul.
The scar.
And the Lord God planted a garden
Is it James's?
eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had
James, I
formed.
will honour you.
And out of the
Glory.
ground
Wait,
made
do you
the
want a
Lord
sniper?
God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight
Yeah, please,
and
yeah.
good for food. The tree of life also
Wait
in the
there.
midst of the
Right,
garden.
we're streaming, by the
and
way,
the tree
guys.
of knowledge of good and evil. And a river went
Okay.
out of Eden to
It's
water
called
the
winning
garden.
Fortnite whilst
And
listening to
you
the
guys-
Bible.
you guys-
parted and became into 4 heads. The name of the first is
Please,
Python.
God,
That is, it
may
that
us
compasseth
win
the
this
whole land of
Fortnite
Babylon,
game.
where there is gold.
For us
And the
have
gold of
no
that land is
sin,
good.
and
There is Delim,
I
and the onyx
register you when I
stone,
win the Fortnite game.
and the name of the second river is Gihon. The same is it that compasseth the whole land of
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. And the
Ethiopia.
name of the third river is Hiddekel.
Big
That
up
is it
God
which
making
goeth toward the
Ethiopia,
east of
Wait,
Assyria.
Oh,
Connor,
there's
I've got
shields up
1
in
minute
there.
shield for
And the
you.
fourth river is Euphrates.
Oh, there's water.
And the
Okay, I'm
Lord
just
God
gonna-
took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to
After
keep
for
it.
a scar.
And the Lord God commanded the man,
Ben, there's
saying,
2 here. Should
Wait, I've got
Every
I'm
tree
full.
of the
Wait,
garden
I've got space. I've
thou
already taken.
mayest
I've already got my
freely
slots,
eat.
so I'll take them.
But of the tree of the knowledge
Okay, yeah,
of good
might
and
as well,
evil, thou shalt not eat of it.
Right, let's not
For
go
in
fatal
the
because
day
you're
that
like
thou
going to the map.
eatest thereof,
I'm gonna make
Slowly.
a thumbnail
Thou
of this game.
shalt surely die.
And the Lord God said,
It is not good that
Make
the
a thumbnail,
should
Ben,
be
man.
alone.
They're alone.
I
I
will
say.
make him
Make a
an
thumbnail
helpmeet for
now.
him.
And
Shit,
out of
we're
the
still in these
ground
bushes.
the Lord God formed every beast of
Yeah,
the
man.
field and every fowl
We're
of
memeing
the
this
air,
game. It doesn't matter.
and
James is
brought
dead.
them unto
So
Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living
James, can you
creature,
ult like you can on
that was
PUBG
the
on
name
this or not?
thereof.
Yeah, you can.
And Adam
How-
gave
what is it?
names to all cattle,
30.
and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast
Can
of the
you
Thank you.
field.
Thank you for that.
But for Adam there was
You
not
can't. I
found
want to look
any
around
help
without
for
moving
him.
like
And the
Owen
Lord
on
God
PUBG.
caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his
So
ribs
Adam
and
just had a
closed up
really
the
long
flesh
sleep.
And you
instead
gotta tell
thereof.
me if
And the rib which the Lord God had
It's bad,
taken
okay?
from man made he a woman.
You need to
And brought her
like
unto
get
man.
a picture of Fortnite,
Adam
yeah, with some
said,
action
This
going
is now
on. Put like
bone
one
of
of the
my
Bible,
bones,
put loads of
flesh of
stars
my
around the
bone.
Bible, and then
She
just
shall be
put
called woman, because
Victory
she was
Royale,
taken
Victory
out of
Royale,
man.
Victory Royale. There you go, mate.
Therefore shall a
Clickbait
man
at his
leave his
finest.
father and
Wait, I
his
didn't think
mother,
about the victory
and shall
royale.
cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked. the
Have so
man
much.
and
They
his
had. They
wife,
were farming
and were not
resources. They've got so
ashamed.
many resources on me that I picked up from them.
Chapter 3. Now the serpent was
Winning
more subtle than any
Fortnite
beast
while
of the
listening
field
to
which
the
the
Bible.
Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman,
Yea,
What is this?
hath God said, Ye shall not eat of
Alright, Ben, we need to start
every
going
tree
Yeah,
soon.
okay.
This is the zone.
and the woman said unto the
Go,
serpent,
B.
We
Gonna,
may
gonna
eat
just
of
wait
the
a
fruit
minute.
of the trees of the garden, but of
Yeah,
the fruit of the
so
tree
I'm
which
waiting,
is in
that's
the
all fine.
midst of the
I know
garden,
about all this
God had
clickbait
said,
thing.
Ye shall
What do you
not
mean
eat of it,
clickbait?
nor
It's not
shall
even
you touch
clickbait.
it,
This
lest
is
you
like the
die.
first weird video that
And the
isn't
serpent said
clickbait.
unto the woman,
Actually, yeah,
Ye
to be
shall
fair,
not
like, they can't hear the
surely
Bible
die.
though.
Yeah, they can.
For God doth know that in the
Yeah,
day ye
Can they?
eat
because this counts as one of your
thereof,
voices, don't
then
it?
your eyes shall be opened,
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess.
and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
And when the
Why
woman
is this
saw
taking
that
so
the
long?
tree was good for food, and that it
Guys,
was
let's
pleasant to
do
the
one
eyes,
game, so-
and a tree to be desired to make one wise,
Connor, how long we
she
got?
took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also
Well, a little while,
unto
mate.
her husband with her, and he did eat.
We've got 1 minute
And the
33.
Bible file is
To
not
be
going
exact. We'll
And they
leave
knew
it.
that they
Leave it
were
30
naked.
minutes.
30
Leave it
minutes?
30 seconds.
Jesus.
Leaves together and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of
Adam's
the
wife?
Lord
That's
God
Eve, yeah?
amongst the
Or is
trees
he-
of the
is
No,
he
garden.
Adam's
side chick?
Jesus'
And the
son.
Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him,
Where
Oh!
art thou?
This stud
And
never
he
taught us
said,
that in year
I
4.
heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid.
Oh, there's a
because
voice in the
I
garden.
was naked, and I hid myself.
He was
he
naked,
said,
so he hid
Who
himself.
told thee that thou wast
What?
naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree
Who told
he's
me
not
that
having
now
it.
thou was
that thou
naked?
shouldest not eat?
And the man said,
The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree.
I thought
I
I could
did
hear
eat.
footsteps.
And the
I
Lord
thought I
God
said
said
Ben's
unto the
gone, I
woman,
suppose.
What is
gave
this
us
that
she
thou
gave
hast
us off the
done?
tree.
And the woman said,
The
Wait, it's
son
only
of the God
22
me,
left.
And I
God,
did
if we win this
eat.
game, we're winning.
Yeah.
And the Lord
Wait,
God
it's a little
said
bit
unto
clickbait
the
at the moment.
serpent,
We need to win a game
Because thou
first.
hast done this, thou art cursed
true.
above all cattle, and above every beast of the field.
I want us to
Upon
zoom
thy
in on the map
belly
like you do on
shalt thou
PUBG.
go, and
Gee.
in dust shalt thou
Turns out they're
eat
not making
all
the map bigger,
days
they're
of
just
thy
adding
life.
stuff.
And I will put
I thought
enmity between
they
thee
look
and
like
the
that, but they
woman,
just cram stuff
and
in, and
between thy seed and her seed.
I just want to
It
get
shall
somewhere
bruise
and
thy
finish this
head,
thumbnail.
and thou shalt bruise his heel.
Under the
We
woman
will.
he
As soon as we get in the
said,
zone, we'll hide in
I
the
will
bushes.
Resident yet?
greatly
Nope.
multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy
Beat thy
husband,
husband.
and he shall rule over thee.
Jesus.
And unto Adam he said,
Because thou
Then what's
hast
that purple
hearkened
over there?
unto
Did you
the
see it?
voice
Is
of
that
thy wife,
semi-sniper? Someone's
and
left
hast
it.
eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed
Yeah,
is
I
the
might grab it,
ground for
actually.
thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also, and thistles shall it bring forth to thee. And thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread.
It just
till
sounds like
thou
Ruben
return
telling us
unto
a
the
story.
Ben,
ground.
there's some bushes.
For out of it wast thou
Bushes.
taken. For dust thou art, and unto
Wait,
dust
let me
Go
get
get in a
this.
bush
return.
and finish the thumbnail.
and Adam called
Yeah,
his
just
wife's
get in a
name
bush and finish
Eve,
the thumbnail.
because she was the mother of all living. Unto Adam also and to his wife did the
We
Lord
look like
God
such
make
pussies
coats of
to anyone who
skins and clothed
doesn't watch
them.
the stream.
And the Lord
everyone.
God said,
Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil.
What if we get stream
Lest he
sniped?
put
They can't
forth
do
his
that, that's not
hand,
holy.
And take also of the tree of life.
Yeah, that's true.
and
Christian
live
server.
forever.
We're not no
Therefore the
swearing,
Lord
no
God sent him
profanity.
forth from the Garden of Eden
Nothing
I think
to
this
do
thing's
with
got
the
a
team.
thing
from whence
against
he was
Christians, it's
taken.
not loading. Here we
So
go,
he
now a
drove out
Bible
the
picture's loading
man,
in.
and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims and a flaming sword which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life.
Ben, you know, there's a guy
Chapter 4.
called Ben Ward on YouTube. He's got 2K
And Adam
subscribers
knew
now. He
his
just came up
wife,
before
and
you
she
did. and I
How
said,
to train your
what's
body,
your name?
guys.
I'm not
Said-
subbed.
I have gotten a man from the Lord.
Oh, Ben,
And she
shoot,
again
Ben,
knew
where
his
are you
brother
looking?
Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground.
Here we
And in
go.
process of time it came
It's
to
the
pass
worst
that
thumbnail
Cain
ever.
brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the
Benches.
Lord.
Oh, I am. They're really close to us. They don't see
He
us. They
also
don't see
brought
us.
of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell.
Right,
And
Ben,
the
you
Lord
see the
said
house in
unto
front of
Cain,
us? They just literally just
Why
built
art
one
thou
up.
wroth?
Bible's so loud.
And why is
Yeah.
thy countenance fallen?
It's not even
If thou
loud.
doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
Move up.
And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over
I've
him.
got to turn the Bible down low.
And Cain talked with Abel his brother. And it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother, and slew him. And the Lord said unto Cain,
You just see him just
Where
through the tree.
is
Get behind the
Abel,
tree.
thy
Get behind the tree.
brother?
and he said,
There's a hut to our
no, not
My
left
brother's
corner.
keeper?
Someone's
and he
built.
said,
What hast thou done?
Northwest.
The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou
What's up with
cursed
this
from the earth, which hath
Did they just
No,
build that?
I don't know how
to
long it's been.
receive
I
thy
haven't just
brother's
noticed
blood
it.
from thy hand.
Oh no, that was there when we ran
When
it.
thou tillest the ground,
Right, Ben, let's move up.
it
There's
shall
people here, by the
not
way. So.
henceforth
Right,
yield
we're,
unto thee her strength.
Oh,
yeah.
see
A
that?
fugitive and a vagabond
can't
shalt
hear
thou
anything,
be
though.
in the earth.
And Cain said unto the
neither.
Lord,
Okay, that's
My
the
punishment
challenge.
is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from
wonder
thy
how many
face
views
shall
this
I
has
be
got.
hid.
Get ready, get ready.
I shall be a fugitive and a
Ben.
vagabond in the earth.
This is a
And
zone.
it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me.
and the Lord said unto him,
Therefore, whosoever slayeth
Cain.
Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord,
drops
and
just
dwelt
down
in the
there,
land of Nod, on the east of Eden.
Yeah, look, you see that
And
massive
Cain knew
base,
his wife, and
northeast.
she conceived and bare Enoch. And he builded a city, and called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch. And unto Enoch
There's
was
two
born
drops around here.
Irad. And Irad begat Mehujael.
It's a
And
very
Mehujael
densely
begat
populated area.
Methusael.
Whoa, there goes that
And
building.
Methusael begat Lamech. And Lamech took unto him 2 wives.
Yeah,
That just get
The
boom, boom.
brick
one was
building behind it
Ada,
as well.
and the name of the other was
Glock's
Zillah.
in.
And Ada
Needs to
bare
push-
Jabal.
needs to push up.
He was the father of such as dwell in tents, and of such as have cattle. And his brother's name was Jubal.
His brother's name was
He
Jubal.
was the father of all such as handled the harp and organ.
Sounds
Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain. And his
I didn't realise we're live.
What, we're not allowed to do that?
In a religion.
And the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah.
Yeah, you're allowed to
And
do
Zillah
that
said
now, it's
unto
fine.
his wife,
Logan
Apocalypse,
Paul reviewed.
Oh, they see us, Ben, they see us, they see us, they see us.
Hearken unto my speech.
Oh.
For I
One's
have
at the big
slain
building.
a man
Jesus,
to my
big
wounding,
fight literally right
and
next
a
to
young
us.
man to my hurt.
Logan Paul reviewed a
If
dead
Cain
body.
shall be avenged sevenfold. Truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold.
Ben, we're gonna have to push him,
Let
mate.
him push
Adam
us.
knew his
Push
wife
us.
again.
Oh, jeez.
And she bare a son, and called his name Seth.
For God
Said she,
hath appointed me another seed instead
I'm
of
so
Abel,
bad.
whom Cain slew.
and Seth
Oh, I'm in there. I'm there.
was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then
Oh, Jesus Christ. We can't even fifth watch this into the Bible. We can't hear a thing. It's so loud in my ears.
See, the Lord is
the day
good.
that God created
This is the
man in the
one
likeness of God
who takes a
made he
refuge to it.
Male and female
Taste
created
and
he
see
them,
that the Lord
and
is
blessed
good.
them,
Blessed
and
is the
called
one
the
who
name
takes
Adam
refuge
the
in
day
him.
when they were created.
Ruben, what is your profile picture?
Adam
Ben, I
lived
forgot there was
130
squads.
years and begat a
Yes.
It's
son
the
in
my
his
Steam
own
one.
likeness after his image, and called his name
We forgot
Seth.
we're in squads.
And the days
James,
of
our
Adam
game's done.
after he had begotten Seth were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. And Seth lived 105 years, and begat
Back in
Enos.
2 minutes.
And Seth lived after he begat Enos 807 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. And Enos lived 90 years, and begat Canaan. And Enos lived after he begat Canaan 815 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Enos were 905 years, and he died. And Canaan lived 70 years, and begat Mahalaleel. And Canaan lived after he begat Mahalaleel 840 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. And Mahalaleel lived 60 and 5 years, and begat Jared. And Mahalaleel lived after he begat Jared 830 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Mahalaleel were 890 and 5 years, and he died. And Jared lived 160 and 2 years, and he begat Enoch. And Jared lived after he begat Enoch 800 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Jared were 960 and 2 years, and he died. And Enoch lived 60 and 5 years, and begat Methuselah. And Enoch walked with God after he begat Methuselah 300 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 360 and 5 years. And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. And Methuselah lived 180 and 7 years, and begat Lamech. And Methuselah lived after he begat Lamech 780 and 2 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah were 960 and 9 years, and he died. And Lamech lived 180 and 2 years, and begat a son. And he called his name Noah, saying,
This same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed.
And Lamech lived after he begat Noah 590 and 5 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech were 770 and 7 years, and he died.
James back or?
Noah was 500 years old, and Noah
Right.
begat Shem,
Bye,
Ham,
James.
and Japheth. Chapter 6. And it came
James.
to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of
Right,
the earth,
Steve,
and
do it.
daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said,
My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years.
There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old men of renown. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said,
I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air. For it repenteth me that I have made them.
But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. And Noah begat 3 sons,
Where we going?
Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt.
Good
For
Fortnite Pro on
flesh had
PS4,
corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah,
Then I was watching QXC, XQC, sorry. And he was talking about how much do Pro Overwatch players earn. Have a guess.
Make thee an ark of gopher wood.
No, mate,
Whom
guess.
shalt thou make in the ark?
Is it in
You
millions?
shall pitch it within and without with pitch.
No.
And this is the fashion
100K.
which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark.
And he said
shall
the
be
top.
300
He said there's a range compared depending on how good you are.
And the height of it 30 cubits.
Huh?
The window shalt thou make to
He said the
ark,
top earn about
and in the
150
cubits
and the
shalt thou
bottom earn
nourish
about
it
50.
above. And the door of the
Fair.
ark shalt thou set
You
in
can
the
pay me
side
that.
thereof.
Overwatch.
With
Where
lower,
does the money come
second,
from?
and third story shalt thou make it. And
Blizzard.
behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth, to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die.
Dark.
But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark.
Thou shalt not
thou
come into
and
the
thy
earth
sons,
and
thy
bow
wife,
in thy
and
sins.
thy sons' wives with thee.
You suck
And of every
wives,
living
what?
thing of all flesh,
That's a kick
2
in the
of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female.
Oh, it's all like Noah's Ark, Ben.
Fowls
I learned
after
this
their
bit.
kind,
It's quite near the start of
cattle
this
after their
time.
kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind. Every sort shall come unto thee, to keep them alive,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
and take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten.
Oh, I got Ben, I got a
And
sniper,
thou
that's it.
shalt gather it
Sorry, I'm
to
gonna
I
do
saw
thee,
it.
someone land over there.
and
somewhere.
it shall
I'll
be
picture
for
them.
food for thee and for them.
Thus did Noah, according to all that God commanded him, so did he. Chapter 7. And the Lord said
On
unto
me.
Noah,
And all thy house into the ark. For thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast,
I'm gonna go,
thou
I'm gonna
shalt
go
take
phase.
to thee by sevens, the male and his female.
Is that all you've got?
Of beasts that are not clean by 2,
Yep.
the male and his female. Of fowls also of the air by sevens,
It's going to the house.
the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to
Oh,
rain
peek me.
upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And every living substance
Go on,
that
mate, peek
I
me, go
have
on.
made will I destroy from off the face of the earth.
And Noah did according unto all that the Lord had commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth.
Noah was
And Noah
600.
went in, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with him into the ark, because of the waters of the flood. Of clean beasts, and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls, and of everything that creepeth upon the earth, there went in 2 and 2 unto Noah
He saw
into
me
the
there, didn't he?
ark, the
100%.
male and the female, as God had commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days, that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the
Not quite as
windows
good
of
as the
heaven
time we
were
listened to
opened,
50 Shades of
and
Grey.
the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40
Nah,
nights.
this shit's good as
And
well.
the same day
Oh,
entered
James is
Noah,
back
and
finally.
Shem, and Ham, and
Mars.
Japheth, the
Hello.
sons of Noah, and Noah's wife,
Yeah,
and
game
the three
over.
wives of his sons.
Yeah, and we
that
started a
went
new
into the
one.
ark.
But I'm gonna suicide
They
because Ben
and
died.
every beast after his kind, and every cattle
gonna
after their
die.
kind, and
Oh, I
every
can't be
creeping
fucked
thing
up
that
with
creepeth
this
upon
shit
the earth
anymore.
after his kind,
Oh,
and
James.
fowl after
I
his
would
kind, every bird of every sort.
I'm watching old
And they
shit
went in
people in your
unto
stream
Noah
there.
into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh,
Oh, Ruben
wherein is the
was.
breath of life. And they
Taste.
that went in, went
Really
in
still in there?
female
Ruben.
of all flesh, as God had
Now
commanded
Satan.
him.
No,
And
this
the
guy in the
Lord
house.
shut
Go
him
on,
in.
no scoping.
And the flood
Ben,
was
you
40
got
days
one
upon the
watching
earth,
now, which
and
is
the
me.
waters increased and bare up the ark, and it was
I liked
lift up
it.
above
I
the
did.
earth,
I like it.
and the
like
waters
it.
prevailed and were increased greatly upon the earth. And the ark went upon
Ben,
the
if you're gonna
face of the
stream, let's stream on
waters,
Twitch.
and the waters prevailed
Yeah,
exceedingly
but some-
upon the earth,
But
and
no
all the
offense,
high
you're not gonna
hills
get
that
any
No,
were
it's
over the
not-
whole
it's
heaven
not
were
stream,
covered.
just waiting
15
for it to be a
cubits
video.
upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered, and all flesh died that moved upon the earth, both of fowl and of cattle and of beast, and of every creeping
How many
thing that
views are you
creepeth
on
upon
your
the
channel?
earth,
Nearly
and
200k.
every man. All in whose nostrils was the breath
Alright,
of
so
life,
what's the
of
highest
all that was in the
video?
dry land
Video
died,
Videos.
and every living substance was
What's
destroyed which was upon the face of
by
the ground,
most
both
popular?
man and cattle,
Alright, so you
and
got
the
a
creeping
pranking my
things,
crush
and the
with the
fowl of
Jane
the heaven,
Smokers.
and they were destroyed from
1v1
the earth.
arena glitch in
And Noah
headquarters,
only remained
7.3k.
alive, and
Then
they
what was
that
the
were
best
with him
climb
in
Rocket
the ark.
League?
And the
2.7k.
waters prevailed upon
Then
the earth
Arc
an
PS4 Let's Play
150
episode
days.
3 Herbivore. Island.
Before you
Chapter
fucking
8.
redone.
And God remembered Noah,
That's how
and
it's
every living
spelled.
thing, and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And God made
What's
a
the
wind
name?
to pass over
And
the
then
earth,
GTA.
and the waters
Oh, I
to
remember
sway.
Tron in
The
GTA
fountains
5,
also
Ben.
Did
Is
you
that the
buy
one where I
it?
play with
windows of
you?
heaven
Yeah,
were
James.
stopped, and
How
the
many's that
rain
on?
from heaven was restrained, and the waters returned from off the earth continually. And
Oh yeah,
after
James
the
the
end of
Hero
150
exploded you. That's
days,
on
the waters were abated,
1.4k.
and the ark rested
Bro,
in
I
the
was so
7th
good
month
at that
on the
game, mate.
17th day of the month upon
Ben,
the
did you see
mountains of
him?
Ararat.
Just no
And the
scope.
waters decreased continually until the 10th month.
They're there.
In the 10th month, on the first day of the month, were the tops of the mountains
Oh my god,
saved.
your voice, Ben!
And
Is
it
it
came
deep?
to pass at the end of
I
40
killed you
days
again.
that Noah opened the
Is it
window
deep,
of the
James?
ark which he had made. And he sent forth a raven, which went
Bro,
forth
listen to
to
your
and fro
voice,
until the
bro.
waters were dried up from
Listen
off
to
the
your
earth.
voice.
Also he sent forth
So
a
much
dove from
fire,
him
so
to see if the
hard,
waters
bro.
were abated from off the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot, and she returned unto him into the ark, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. Then he put forth his hand and took her, and pulled her in unto him into the ark. And he stayed yet other 7 days. And again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came into him in the
Yeah, I
evening,
didn't hear that, Jess, by
and
the way.
lo,
did.
in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked
Keep
off.
going for it.
So Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth.
Gun told you, Ben,
And
I'm
he
going
stayed
face.
yet other 7 days, and sent forth the dove, which returned not again unto him any more. And it came to pass in the 600th and first
Wow,
year,
many faces.
in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. And in the second
Mate,
month,
you
on the
killed
7th
yourself.
and 20th day of the month, was the earth dried.
Oh.
And God spake
Wait, you
unto
got, is your
Noah,
game
saying,
done?
Go forth of the ark, thou and thy wife,
Bro, I'm actually that
and
Tron
thy
game
sons
was so
and thy
fucking
sons'
fun.
wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee, of all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, that they may breed abundantly in the earth,
Jesus.
and be fruitful, and multiply upon the earth.
And Noah went forth.
I can hear him, I can hear him coming.
And his sons' wives with him. Every beast, every creeping
at them
thing,
hiding.
and
Can
every
you see these
fowl,
guys hiding? Oh my
and
God,
whatsoever creepeth upon the
They're
earth,
hiding
after
under
their
the stairs.
kinds, went forth out of the ark. And Noah builded an altar unto the Lord, and took of every clean beast, and of every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a sweet savor, and the Lord said in his heart,
I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake.
James, you join him?
For the imagination of man's heart is evil
What?
from
What,
his
Daddy?
youth.
Oh, you join him?
Neither will I again smite
Yeah, I
any more
am.
every
Don't need to
living
fuck
thing as I
peer
have
pressure
done.
me, bro. I don't want
While the
well
earth
under pressure.
remaineth, seed time and
Alright,
harvest,
alright.
and cold and heat,
Yeah.
and summer and winter
Hey. Yeah.
shall not
Yeah. Yeah.
Chapter 9. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them,
cease. Be
Hey.
fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall
He's like,
Hey,
documenting.
why?
and upon every fowl of the air,
Connor,
Only
really
if it's
are.
with your
upon
mum.
all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes
Connor
of
running
the
up,
sea, into your
Connor,
hand
you
are
see that
they
brown
delivered.
please process.
Every moving
What's
thing
your
that
process,
liveth shall be
please?
meat for you.
Please,
Oh, I know,
please,
if you
Even
want
as the
please.
green herb have I given you all
What?
things.
You fucking
But
gay.
flesh, with the life thereof,
Gay.
which is the blood
Yeah.
thereof, shall ye
But
not
how
eat.
good was I at fucking
And
Hangman
surely
and
your
Science?
blood of your lives will I require. At the
Oh, Connor,
hand
we
of
played
every
Hangman
beast
and
will I
Science,
require
yeah.
it.
Right,
and
and I
at
got
the
the
hand of
question
man,
right, yeah, so it was my
At the hand
turn.
of every man's brother will I require the life of man.
Bro, the reason I knew what
Whoso sheddeth
optimal
man's
thingy
blood,
was is because
by
it was in
man
the
shall his blood
foundation
be
paper.
shed. For
I
in the image
did.
of God
So
made he
fucking, I
man,
knew what the
and
answer
you,
was.
be ye fruitful and multiply, Bring
Connor
forth unto thee the
Howlett.
earth, and multiply therein.
And God spake unto Noah and to his
Connor.
sons with him, saying,
And I,
Hey,
behold,
why
I
are you hating
establish
on
my
me?
covenant with you,
It is so easy.
and with your
Why
seed,
are you
you
running?
and with every living
you
creature
watched
that
it,
is
man.
with you, of the fowl,
Connor,
of the
join.
cattle, and of every beast of the
Connor
earth with you.
Howlett. You just asked me if I'm
From
fucking.
all that go
I
out
bet he's
of
talking
the
to his
ark
mom or
to
something.
every beast of the earth.
James,
Aren't you,
yeah.
Connor?
And I will establish my covenant with you.
Hey, you two, I'm just gonna cook dinner,
Neither
right?
shall
Go into
all
it, so
flesh
let's
be
do it.
cut off anymore by the waters
Cook
of the
dinner?
flood.
Well, I'm
Neither
only
shall
putting
You're a
meat in the
slave.
microwave, I can't
flood
bother.
to destroy the earth.
And God said,
This
My
is
dinner.
the token
You're a
of
slave
the
to your own
covenant which I
humanity.
make between me and you.
Did you kick?
And every
Oh
living
yeah, okay.
creature
Decent.
that is with
Back on
you for perpetual generations. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass,
What?
when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the
Bro,
cloud.
I'm watching
And I
the
will
Trump
remember my
video.
covenant,
It's
which
actually
is
funny.
between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bow
Wait,
shall
James,
be
you in the
the
library
cloud,
tomorrow?
and I will look upon it,
Are you in
that
the
I will
library?
What?
remember the everlasting covenant between God
Yeah.
God
You have to
said
play
unto
some
Noah,
early Fortnite
This is the
or
token of the
PUBG or
covenant.
something.
Prison,
I
go.
have established between me and all flesh that is
But I've done
upon the
nothing
earth.
wrong.
And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem and Ham and Japheth.
I've done nothing wrong.
Jump.
These are the three sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. And Noah began to be an husbandman, and he planted a vineyard, and he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered
My
within his
guy,
tent.
Rust.
And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his
Why?
father, and told his
Because
two
everyone's
brethren
going back to
about
it.
it. And Shem and Japheth took an ark, and laid it upon
James,
both their
don't lie to
shoulders,
yourself
and went
like that.
backward, and covered the nakedness
It's such a
of their
grindy
father.
game.
And their
You have
faces
to
were
spend the
backward,
whole
and
day
they saw not their father's
to like
nakedness.
raid someone.
And Noah awoke from his wine, and knew
If
what
at
his
some
younger
point,
son
like,
had
I
done
don't
Got
know,
to
people
him.
going
like,
here.
And
a
he
couple
said,
of people are landed.
Cursed be Canaan. A
If for
servant
some
of
reason
servants
someone,
shall he be
people go
unto
back
his
to it, I'll probably
brethren.
get it.
And he said,
Blessed be the Lord God of Shem,
So it looks pretty
and
good.
Canaan shall
Same
be
with Ark.
his
Yeah.
servant. God shall enlarge Japheth,
Really
and he
want
shall
Ark.
dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan
Oh, what
shall
the
be his
fuck?
And Noah lived after
How'd he
the
get
flood
up?
Did he just finish you off?
350 years. And all the days of Noah
Yeah,
were
how the fuck did he get up
950
here so
years,
quick?
And he died.
Bro, we shouldn't have gone
Chapter
prison.
10.
There's so many people.
Now these are the
game's
generations of the
fucking
sons
shit.
of Noah, Shem,
Like,
Ham,
this is
and
such a
Japheth.
fucking. You can tell
And
it's a
unto
free
them were
game.
sons born after the flood.
Two
The
people
sons
in
of
there.
Shem,
Ow!
and Esau, and Madai, and Japheth, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tyrus.
Bro, it's so
and the
fucking
sons
deep.
of Gomer,
Like, the sounds are
Ashkenaz,
bugged on this
and
game. Because
Riphath,
he
and
sounds so
Togarmah,
far, yet he was
and
so
the sons
close
of
to me.
Javan, Elisha, and Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families in their nations. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim,
Yeah.
and the sons of Cush,
Hey,
Seba, and Havah,
why
and Sabta,
are
and
you
Raamah,
hating on
Why are you
me?
running?
and the sons of Raamah,
It is
Sheba,
so
and
easy to
Dedan.
see.
And Cush begat Nimrod.
Somebody
He began to be a
touch
mighty one in the
my
earth. He was a mighty hunter
My
before the Lord.
spaghetti.
Wherefore it is said, even as
But I need
Nimrod
to
the
check my
mighty
money
hunter
still in my
before the
wallet. It
Lord.
looks like it's been opened.
And the beginning of
Fucking
his
is
kingdom
open.
was Babel and Everic
Fuck.
and Akkad and Calneh in the
Is
land
my
of
money still in
Shinar.
here?
Out
I only
of that
have a
land
tenner
went
in my
forth
wallet.
Asher and builded Nineveh and the city Rehoboth and Calah. And
Ben, how
Resen
much money do
between
you owe your mum?
400.
Calah, the same as a great city.
400.
And
I'm
Mizraim
on that's
begat
70.
Ludim, and Anamim, and Lahabim, and Naphtahim,
At the
and
moment,
Pathrusim, and
at the end of this
Casluhim,
week,
out
I'll
of
have
whom
about.
came
Are you
Philistim
paid at
and
the end of the
Caphtorim.
month, you know?
And Canaan begat Sidon.
By
his
the end of this week,
firstborn,
I'll have
and
about
Heth,
70.
And the Jebusite, and the Amorite,
No, I'll have
and the
about
Girgasite,
80.
And the Hivite, and the Archite, and the Sinite,
And
the
then,
Arvadite,
only upon
and the
my
Zemarite,
birthday,
and
probably.
the Hamathite. And
What's his
afterward
day
were the
again?
families of the
16?
Canaanites spread abroad. And the border of the Canaanites
Why
was
are you
Sidon,
running?
James, drop with the
as thou
AFK, it
comest
just
to
gets me easy
Gerar
kills.
unto Gaza, as thou goest unto Sodom,
Yeah,
and
come on.
Gomorrah, and Admah,
Bro,
and
I'm
Zeboim,
not going
even
faithful.
unto
I can't
Lasha.
even know the glitch.
These are the
I
sons
just
of
feel I'm
Ham
gonna
after
get killed
their
by
Good,
families,
flashback.
after their tongues, in their countries, and in their nations. under Shem
Yeah,
also,
so
the father
Hello?
of the children of Eber.
Remember
Yeah.
AFKs, you know.
Even to him,
You're jumping at AFK.
Easy shoot.
Elam, and Asher, and Arphaxad, and
I
Lud,
don't think no AFKs
Wait,
drop.
seriously?
and the children of Aaron, Uz, and Hul, and
No,
Ephah,
no.
Oh, I
AFKs.
see. Sorry.
and Arphaxad begat Selah, and Selah begat
Don't fade,
Eber.
Shayla.
And unto Eber were
Only
born
killed a
2
few for
sons.
glitching.
The name of one was Peleg, for in his days was the earth divided, and his
Fortnite's
brother's
so
name was
overrated.
Joktan. And Joktan begat Almodad, and Sheleph, and Hazer
I'll play
Maveth,
PUBG,
and
Yeah,
Jireh,
it's better.
and Hadoram, and Uzu, and
Harder,
Diblah,
though.
and Obal, and Abimael, and Sheba, and Ophir, and Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan, and their dwelling was from Mesha, as thou goest unto Sephir, a mount of the east. These are the sons of Shem after their families,
sorry, bro.
after their
Too many
tongues,
Christians
in
out
their
there.
lands, after their nations.
I don't know how you can listen
These
to
are the
this.
families
Rape
of the sons of
every single
Noah,
day.
after their generations, in their nations, and by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood.
But I need
Chapter
help,
11.
bro.
Dead already.
And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech.
I'm being
And it
pushed
came
by
to
that,
pass
James.
as
I'm
they
fully
journeyed
loaded,
from
I've
the
got a
east
scar
that
and
they
a
found a
sniper and
plain
a-
in the land of
James,
Shinar,
I've got
and they
a
dwelt
there's a
there.
melee vest
And they
over here.
said
You want it?
one to another.
Go to. Let us make
Guys, I
brick
might
and
buy
burn them
agency
thoroughly.
one.
And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar.
From
And
which
they said,
angle, James?
Go to, let us
Ben,
build a
come to
city
me.
and a
I don't
tower
know.
whose
Obviously
top
build
may
one,
reach
yeah.
unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon
Guys, I
the
just bought
face of the
H1.
whole earth.
And the Lord came down to
Yeah.
see
You
the
bought
city
H1?
and the tower
Wait.
which the children of men builded. And the Lord
No, I
said,
bought HCO2.
Behold, the
One.
people is one, and they have
Oh.
all
Bang.
one language. And this they
Crouch, I'm
begin
gonna
to
kill
do.
everyone.
And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do.
James on me. I'm down. James, 2 guys on me.
Found their language,
Don't
that
finish
they
me.
may
you
not understand one another's speech.
So the Lord scattered them
Bro, I
abroad
told you to
I did, I
crouch.
was
on the face
crouching.
of all the earth. And they left off to build the city.
No, when you ran up,
The
you
name
weren't
of it
crouching.
called
I
Babel.
I don't like Fortnite.
Did
Bro, I
there
got-
confound
got-
the language of all the
First
earth.
game.
Not gonna lie, I
First
don't really
fuck
like
on
The
the
Lord
Bible
scattered them
either.
abroad
Yeah.
upon
It's
the
always
face of all the earth. These are the